Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Final Fantasy. So, this time we beat Endwalker. I'm pretty sure that's what we did last time. Yeah, it was. And, yeah. That basically means we're technically done with story. I mean, technically there is like the patch quest, but I feel like we can probably wait with that a little bit. Because, yeah. The bubble. Everything is going good at the education. Actually, yeah. Found out that basically every single day is going to be relatively short. I think it's like around 5 hours of school each day. I thought it was going to be like long Wednesdays, but apparently for some reason, which kind of basically today we didn't really have proper school. It was more just like some tutors, aka other students at a later semester, just kind of showed us around and told us information. They kind of informed us that, or they basically told us that basically on our schedule for the weeks, Wednesdays for some reason looked a bit weird, because they were like, oh, classes end at like 5 in the evening or something like that. Nope, turns out for some reason the entire system that the school uses is absolutely idiotic. Yeah, basically they use some websites that some other schools also use, but for some reason they have listed on their schedules when it is that certain, basically they have like a bunch, I think it's like it's taking me 3 or 4 like work areas where they have like, let's say, some more powerful things. They basically have an entire area where it's like set up for recording, like with cameras, proper lights, green screen, all that sort of stuff. An entire room where it's just like a bunch of electronics you can use for things, 3D printers, t-shirt making machines, a CNC machine, bunch of stuff, even a like proper recording sound booth sort of thing. And yeah, the reason why there was like a weird extra like several hours added on to the schedules is because that's the time when those are open on Wednesdays. Because of course that should be on the fucking schedule that the rooms are open, and not just something that's listed on one of the websites that they use. Yes, that's smart. But yeah. Essentially, the website that they use is just it's so bad. It's so bad, and the students or the tutors that we had even went ahead and said like they hate that website or the websites that they use because they are so bad. They're so badly designed. Like, essentially, I basically have access to information, or at least on one of the websites, I have access to all the information for every single class that they have, not just at the location of where I am at, every location around the country that they have. Why do I have access to that? I don't fucking know. I have no need for that information. I don't know what, like, I don't know, books that they need in a completely different class in a completely different city. I have no need for that. Why the fuck do I have access to that? I don't know, but I have access to it. I don't know why. It's fucking stupid. Not only that, but I can see basically every person's schedule on the scheduling site as well. Why do I have access to that? Why do I have access to that? That's so stupid. Basically, the websites that they use are so badly designed that it's incredible that they haven't just like done something else. It infuriates me how badly those websites are designed. Oh god. But on a positive note, I actually got a mail earlier from one of the jobs that I applied to, and they want me to basically come to an interview next week. So it's kind of exciting. Should see the app/website use at work. I'm guessing that is probably is it like an old website that's just like not been updated in ages, or is it actually just a really badly designed one? Perfect timing, yeah, kind of. The thing I'm mostly hoping is that if it's really bad user experience, yeah. I feel like just certain websites should just be like thrown out because they're so badly designed and the experience of using them is just not good. But in terms of the job, what I'm mostly hoping is that I'm hoping that I can basically get the interview on Monday, if possible. I can maybe also see if I can maybe get it on Friday, if possible, because could technically do that if they have time for it. But basically get the interview as early as possible, because if I end up actually getting the job, I would kind of like to know it as soon as possible, because if I can find out or learn that I basically get the job before, preferably Wednesday next week, I will still have time to basically refund all of the stuff that I have bought for school and get the money back, which I would very much like, if possible, because I kind of ended up buying like 3 books that I basically need to send back, I think, or need to refund. I think it's maybe like Friday I need to refund them, or maybe it's Thursday, I don't remember right now. But those books I would very much like to refund if possible, if I end up getting a job, because I do not want those books, because I'm not going to be able to sell them. And if I do sell them, it's going to be at a way lower price. And also, I would also very much like to be able to refund the money for Adobe, so I don't need to pay for that. And to be honest, the PC I'm kind of okay with, but I kind of would prefer basically refunding the laptop that I bought, and instead just use that money plus all the money that I would basically get from the books and from Adobe, and maybe just like, I don't know, buy a proper upgrade for my actual desktop. I can kind of semi-retire the current one, and maybe just like, I don't know, put it in the living room, and for the time being just, I don't know, use it for just rendering the last few videos that I have from the old streams. I don't even remember how many videos is it that I have left at this point. Basically rendered one today while at school. Let's see, I currently have 8 of the videos, or 8 of the old streams are rendered. And wait, do I find that again? And on that, I have 13 in total that I need to render, so that is 5 more videos. I'm basically currently just doing something where when I wake up in the morning and basically start getting myself ready for school, I basically just boot up my PC and set it to start rendering, and then while I'm at school, it doesn't really bother me because then it's just sitting at home rendering. After all, it does take like 8 hours to render a 4-ish hour stream. I basically found out that my current PC, if it's rendering a video, it takes around double the time of the length. Ish. So if it's like a 10-minute long video, for example, it's gonna take like 20 minutes. It's a 4-hour and 15-minute video, it's gonna take around 8.5 hours. If I use the PC at the same time, it might add another like 30 minutes to an hour. And that's just if I'm only watching YouTube, so that's great. Ended up doing that a few times while rendering. But yeah. Anyway, what we are gonna be doing today is, if I'm not mistaken, this is gonna be the last of the Yorha quests, before we basically get the last like 1 or 2 quests that's gonna give us the achievement title and also finish up the entire Yorha stuff. Then after that we're gonna go to Ulda and do the Rising event that's currently happening. It's basically just the anniversary for Final Fantasy 14, I think a Realm of Born's release, if I'm not mistaken. And after that we're gonna go and unlock the Island Sanctuary, because I kinda just want to do that. But first, how to catch an automaton.
Ah, it's you again. Thanks to you, we've now got a good lot of automata helping us out, but we could still do with more.
Also, hey there, Hugo. Welcome to the stream.
If you're not too busy, do you think you could retrieve another Iron Beard for us? Rest assured you won't be doing it alone this time, I'm going to retrieve one too. When we're done, let's meet back here. Happy deactivating.
Okay, Iron Beard. Should be enough. I basically looked up earlier as well how many of the messages from Konak there is. There is a total of 6 of them. We have 5, so this should be the last day of this, or last week technically.
Weo. It was rough going even with your example, but I managed to shut down an automaton in the end. How about you? Great. With these 2 additional units on duty, I'll be able to spend more time I'll be able to spend more time doing things that automata can't do. For the rebuilding. Yes, that's it. Ahem. Thanks to you, I've found something that I can do for Kamra. But as helpful as you are, it wouldn't do to rely on you forever. No, from this point on, I want to make sure I can get by on my own when the time comes. There might be others who could use a hand, though, so you ought to talk to the chief. Thanks again.
Am I saving the post in the Walker? Yeah, I'm thinking for now I'm probably going to try and do a little bit of like side content and then just, yeah, save the patch quests for a different day. And I'm just thinking, can we do the Yorha stuff here, then Rising event, and then unlock Island Sanctuary, because I kind of just want to unlock that, because it seems like some fun content to do. Plus, my FC has basically been spamming the chat with that since the update came out. So I'm kind of interested in seeing what it actually ends up looking like. Is camera has been restored? Yep, looks like it.
Lala we've done ho, Shauna. We've restored Comrade to the way it was. This calls for grog, lots of it. But before I drink myself silly, I should put this in surer hands. It's another recording device from Konog. After all this time, we still don't know where the lad is. But I hope he'll return soon so he can marvel at the fine work we've done with our village. And speaking of returning, could you come with me, Shauna? There's something else I want to tell you.
Okay.
Some days ago, Glog suddenly vanished from the village. I rounded up a crew of my miners, and together we set out to find him. His trail led us deep into the machine's base inside the crater, to the place where we encountered that strange white orb. It was there that we found Glog, lying face down and unmoving. We rushed to his aid, but before we could so much as roll him over, he got up and proceeded to walk off in the direction of the village. As if we weren't there, as if nothing had happened. Since then, Glog's been back to his normal self. As far as anyone can tell, at any rate. We've no idea what brought on those bursts of strange behavior. Perhaps the man just had too much to drink, perhaps it was something else. But whatever it was, we've decided to keep things quiet and leave well enough alone. You're one of the few privy to the situation, so I thought I should let you know how it ended. I also want to thank you again. You truly have a beard of gold, Shauna, and we wouldn't have been able to rebuild our village without you. The way I see it, this place is as much your home as it is ours. So no matter where you go, know that there'll always be a tankard of ale waiting here for you.
Thank you.
You obtain a message from Konog. The message can be viewed.
Yep, message. There's a quest. Because we got all of those things done. Let's first quickly read the last message. For as long as I can remember, it's been just the two of us. Hardly anyone even bothered to be kind to us, but we always had each other. When I was Anarch, there was nothing to fear. What my sister wanted the most was to get revenge on the world that had done this to us. I can't accept that the world got her first. I won't. Hence the heart lead, or whence the heart leads. Get weight of the world instrumental.
Lala, I can't thank you enough, ho. Kamra is looking like its old self again, better, if we're honest. You can see that for yourself, though, so let me tell you something you don't know. I hear that automata of dwarven make have been spotted about Yulemoor of late. Signature frog motif and all. Now, where would those city folk have gotten their hands on artisanry like that? We certainly haven't been peddling them to outsiders, you aside. I can think of one dwarf who might be, though. One with the right skills, and little else to his name. If it is Konog, well, I have a lot to say to him. I'm sorry, for starters. And it'd be nice if he could see how far we've come. The new Kamra. I like to think he'd be happy here. Anyway, seeing as you're the worldly sword, I doubt you'll have too much trouble picking up his trail in Yulemoor. Let me know what you find.
Okay. Guess we're off to Yulemoor then? And it's up at the top of the area as well. I actually just thought of something else that I might be able to unlock in Shalia. I think it's probably gonna be somewhat relatively fast, and it would help me with leveling up certain things. Guess we can maybe do that after the Rising event, but before the Island Sanctuary.
I've got gold. I've got jewels. I've got gold-plated jewels. Not interested in my wares? Pity. I did see a dwarf in black, though, yes. Odd little fellow. Came selling one of those GOG contraptions, not quite to my personal tastes, but a rare find to be sure. He placed an order, as well. Paid in advance. Say. If you're looking for the chap anyway, would you save me some time and take it to him? He mentioned that he was sleeping down in the derelicts, odd lad, as I said. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the place, but fortunately he drew a map to his preferred hovel.
And we're just sitting down there. We haven't even have like a map that's written out apparently. So this is way more animated than I'm used to from a, I don't know. Oh.
Wait just a little longer, Anog. With the machine's technology, I can bring you back. I will.
Moved his helmet. It's way more animated than it usually is.
I'll make it work. I will. I will. I can't.
Guessing you're referring to the fact that they're
can't.
showing that they are Lalafelds. They kind of got found out about that as well during the Dwarf Tribe quests.
Not good enough. Never good enough. I can't.
Another one of the Konak, of course, removed their helmet as well, and you saw that she was a Lalafell.
Anog, I can't do this. I can't live in a world without you. I just can't.
Also see her without the helmet.
You're such a crybaby.
Maybe we already have seen her without the helmet. I don't actually remember. I don't think we have.
Hey Anog.
The one end, well, suffice it to say that I'm back. Thanks to your hard work, and my innate genius, of course.
Anog, I have nowhere to go. I'm all alone.
That was before. You have me, now. And don't you dare say we have nowhere to go. There's a whole world waiting for us, Konog.
It's kind of funky that there appears accessories. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Okay. Oh. Percent allied with 100%. They showed this information. What? Oh, okay, but it seems like they only registered it until a certain date. So that's basically the percentage, like, distribution based on the different servers. That's actually really cool that they show that. Because the data centers, which is in this case mana, and then just different servers down the list. It seems like a lot of people went with Anog and not Konog. Like, seems to be around the 60% for Anog and 30-ish% for Konog. It's honestly a pretty cool thing that they show this. That's chaos. So light. Of course. I wonder if Zodiac just had to be the one that ruined the 69 line. Server list is long. Oh yeah. But I think this was, it looked like this was only from back in 2021 that they kept this thing, that list from. E ending. End. 69, nice. Yeah. Kind of wish that Zodiac had actually had also a 69, but they just didn't. Unfortunately. But I'm kind of surprised that it's actually that big difference that so many people went with Anog instead of Konog, that it's actually like not even. Why was there a pot of food there? Why is there food there and 3 pillows? I just need to return to Komra, apparently. We actually get any sort of like proper closure to this, because this is a pretty damn open just ending to this. Just, I have no idea what actually ended up happening at the end. Like, Anog appeared, who was supposed to have been dead for like a while. And was apparently replaced by one of those Machina. One of the machines, basically, from Nier. She disappeared because of all the stuff getting sucked back into the other world. And now she appeared again? But it seems like more of a dream sequence in a way. Okay. Hopefully we get some answers, or maybe it's just gonna be...
Loladon T, keep me in suspense ho. Did you find Konog?
It'll end up just being like usual Nier Automata, just confusing vagueness that you need to like just... It's a lot of to interpretation, I guess. At his workshop, but I don't know where he's gone. You're right that he was in Yulmore, but found his workshop. That one.
That's disappointing. Still, I appreciate you letting me know all the same. What's that you have there? Some kind of fancy mead? Konog. But what's it for? Aside from the obvious, I mean.
I think he'd appreciate it if you pass it on to the woman who was injured. Just make sure Konok gets it when he comes home. Let's go with this one.
I will. I only wish things hadn't turned out like this. What happened to the village was bad enough, but then everyone was at each other's throats, and Anog and Konog were gone. Don't even get me started on the Glog debacle. I keep turning it all over in my mind, and I see nothing but the mistakes we made. And I wonder, how can any of us be sure that we won't make a mess of things again? Maybe we can't. Maybe we just try to remember, every single day, how bloody wrong we probably are, and we learn to live with that. Maybe that's the only answer we get.
And we get the Inner Truth achievement. And a witness to the Dark Apocalypse. So that means we're completely done with that. And we also finally got the New Game Plus chapter, apparently, for the Yorha Dark Apocalypse. It takes 6 weeks after you completed originally before you can get the New Game Plus thing. Jesus Christ. Okay. Is that one? Okay, so if I am not mistaken, I believe the Rising event is over in Ul'dah. And I could be wrong on this, but I think it started Monday? Wrong on that though, I'm not entirely sure. It started a few days ago at this point. I'm just gonna quick look it up actually. Let's see here, the Rising. Oh, it was the 27th. That was Saturday, actually. Day that we finished Endwalker. Makes sense why we weren't able to do it then, at least. Okay, so New Founder Journey, I believe, is the quest. Yep, Wandering Minstrels over there. You can have some sort of like scene. Oh yeah, also in every single city there are certain areas, I believe it's the Aft Castle right here, and I think it's probably the amphitheater in Gridania, where this version of Answers will basically play. Also, hey there, Homeball. Welcome to the stream. So, Newfound Adventure, or Newfound Journey.
Ah, if it isn't my dear adventurer friend. Pleased am I to see you again. Have you perchance come to join us in remembering the calamity? If you have a moment, there is a favor I would ask of you. Will you not hear me out? In part due to the promotional efforts during the recent Moonfire Fair, more people are seeking to take up adventuring. Not all are yet wise in the ways of the world, however, and I fear they might fall prey to less principled types in Ul'dah. If one such as you were to help them on their way, I would feel more at ease. What say you? Will you not take a fledgling adventurer under your wing? I'm truly grateful. Now, I believe a carriage is due to arrive shortly. If you go and wait at the gate of Nald, chances are a soul will wander in who has just embarked upon the path of adventure. Pray greet them and offer your help.
We're home at 12 and have first now gotten the chance to aim. What have you been doing for the last, like, I don't know, 6 hours? Preventing you from street or from playing? Has it been homework or what? Oh, you lost power. Huh. Pretty happy that I didn't lose power because my PC was basically rendering the entire day. Since like early morning. Because I had to render one of my old streams. So I'm pretty happy that I didn't lose power. Because that could probably have been... I mean, it's probably not great for the PC to have that happen, but also just it essentially just cutting the render is probably not good either.
Worry not, you'll have no trouble identifying them. You need but look for someone absorbed in their surroundings. Hee, I dare say it will feel like glimpsing into the past, right to the part where you are greeted by a helpful stranger.
There was some dudes was fixing some doors. They trailing a cable. Yeah, that's not a great thing to do. Curious. Okay. Actually get several things. Oh, I am getting some of these. Hell yeah. I don't care, this is a lot of money. I want some heaven crackers and Realm of Worn Red. Those things are nice to have have a lot of, because you can't really get them anywhere else. I think you can maybe buy them if you're having a wedding in the game, but apart from that, you can't really get these anywhere else. Unless you buy them on the market for it, but that would probably be kind of expensive. Let's see. Those, and I'm just gonna do it this way. Nice. I'd also want to look at some of these other ones if I want to get some of those. I can do that at a later point. Okay, so let's see. Just go over here and stand and wait. Oh, this is the guy in the promotional sort of picture for the event this year. This guy actually shows up in that, if I'm not mistaken. Why does this kind of remind me of what might happen during your first time in Ul'dah if you're starting here? Adventure over here? Is this your first trip to Ul'dah? Welcome to Ul'dah. It's just your first trip to Ul'dah. I think something like this happens your first time in Ul'dah if you start in the Ul'dah
Who are
area.
you? An experienced adventurer, you say? And you want to help me on my way? Well, I could certainly use some guidance. I've never been anywhere near as big and busy as Ul'dah. My name is Enagi Ajakia, but just Enagi will do. And as you rightly guessed, I'm an aspiring adventurer. That's why I left my village and came here. So, I understand that you first need to register at the Adventurers Guild. Do you know where it is?
They do? Or in the quicksand?
Just through that door, is it? Thank you, I'll head there at once.
Wait, we haven't given you the proper tutorial about
Enagi
moving
rushes
and so
off
on.
before you can offer further explanation. Perhaps you should follow him to the quicksand.
Haven't done the tutorial yet, buddy. Get back here. Okay, so... Ah, there he is.
In. And out. In. And out. Come on, Enagi, you can do it. Oh, it's you again. To be honest, I'm quite nervous. It's heartening to have you here too.
Why, hello there. What can I do for you today? The lad's here to register, is he?
Yes, madam, I wish to join the Adventurers Guild. My name is Enagi Ajakia, and I'm 16 years old, practically a man grown.
Hehe, aren't we a lively one? Mohammedi's the name, and if you want to be an adventurer, then you've come to the right woman. There's nothing to it, really, you just need to write your name in the register. Come, come. With that, you're officially a member of the Adventurers Guild. If you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go both there and me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Course, I do enjoy hearin' tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Now then, normally I'd offer you the grand tour.
Yeah,
But in light of present company, I reckon you ought to have it from her.
Yeah, we get the honors.
She's a renowned adventurer, after all, the bleedin' champion of Eorzea, and you could do far worse than to get her advice. To begin with, mayhap you could recommend a guild here in Ul'dah for Enagi to join? If it's too noisy in here, there are benches just outside where you can have a nice little chat.
Another thing about it actually kind of fits that this rising event would actually involve a new adventurer coming to Ul'dah and us leading him, because it was basically after the last rising event that Animal came out, and after all, that one is like the end of the entire storyline. And with everything that happens at the end of that, us going out on new adventures, it kind of also works that, hey, adventurers are joining, perhaps. I guess it kind of fits this
I
whole
must
thing.
confess, choosing a guild is quite daunting. I'd appreciate any advice you can offer. The following event cannot be skipped.
Alright, let's talk guilds.
I'm all ears, Shauna.
Adventuring can be dangerous. What attracted you to it? Why did you want to become an adventurer? With that.
A merchant who was in the carriage with me, a Brie, something, asked me much the same thing.
Him. Yeah. We know him.
At the time, I couldn't give a proper answer. I had a reason for leaving home, of course, but I couldn't express it in words. But having now set foot in Ul'dah, it's become clear in my mind. I wanted to know what lay beyond the horizon. Wanted to see it with my own eyes and be amidst it. You've been to many places, right? You like it, then. Traveling, that is.
Love traveling? There's nothing like the thrill of seeing new sights. Traveling's nice, but I prefer to put my roots down somewhere. I love traveling. Yeah. I love traveling in this place and seeing all of the fucking weird areas that you sometimes explore. Especially in Endwalker, like, what the fuck are some of these places that you find?
So you do, so you do. I have an older sister. During the calamity, we fled Gridania and took refuge in a village in the mountains.
Oh.
I ended up staying in that secluded place, and it's long been a dream of mine to travel the world. But inexperienced as I am, I don't know if I could live a life on the road. Is there a guild that could equip me with the skills I need?
One representing students of the fighting arts, one representing crafters and gatherers. Let's see. Fighting one, I would say.
I see, a place where I can learn how to protect myself and others. If I recall correctly, Ul'dah is home to the Pugilists and Thaumaturges guilds. Of those two, I'd choose the Pugilists. I've always enjoyed rigorous exercise, and am quite confident in my physical abilities. Yes, I believe this is the guild for me. I'll go and join at once.
I think if I had suggested crafters and gatherers, he would maybe have, I don't know, gone for the miner skill. Will you be alright by yourself? I can show you the guild if you like. Go that one.
Thanks for your concern, but I should be fine. If you still have time, though, could we meet again afterwards? There are a few more things I'd like to ask you about. Great. I'll look for you here when I'm done. You wait a good while, but there is no sign of Anagi. Perhaps you should look in on him at the Pugilists Guild.
I wonder if he's just like lying on the floor, having gotten his ass kicked. Maybe he's like training or something. That's also a possibility. We just get a cutscene right here.
That was a most impressive display, young one. Watching you, I'm reminded of myself in my youth, swift, strong, and handsome. Not to say that I'm not these things anymore, of course. You're too kind, Master Haman. And I'm sure you're still all those things and more.
Now, Anagi, take care you don't flatter the old man overmuch. His neck couldn't bear his head getting any larger.
Oh, Shauna. I'm glad to say that pugilism agrees with me. My thanks for your recommendation. Well now, Shauna, to think that you're the one who sent Anagi to us. The lad possesses rare talent, and I look forward to watching him grow in our art. Right then, my boy. Remember today's lesson well, and keep at your training. Next time, we shall try something a little harder. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. So engrossed was I in the combinations, I lost track of time. Oh, I should mention something. As I was training, a peculiar minstrel approached me. He said that, if I'm resolved to walk an adventurer's path, I should seek him out for a task. Moreover, he asked that you accompany me. If you're willing, he's apparently waiting at the Ruby Road Exchange.
Okay. Is that over by the... that, like, scene where we were before? So I know where the Sapphire Road is. I don't really remember where the Ruby Road Exchange is. Yep, it is up here. So, what is the Wandering Minstrel gonna give him in terms of tasks?
My friend, you have done a splendid job as a guide. I was right to entrust the task to you. What? Do you mean to say Shauna approached me at your behest? She did, I must confess. You see, for my next composition, I seek to capture the essence of the times. While any number of subjects would be worthwhile, of greatest interest to me is the recent rise in the ranks of adventurers. In thus bringing different generations of adventurers together, I had hoped for inspiration to strike, and I'm pleased to say that it has. Drawing upon your experience walking your path, you have helped Enagi to begin walking his, a reminder that the present owes its existence to the past. That is to say, the present and the past are deeply entwined. If we would capture the former, we cannot well disregard the latter. And this brings me to my next request. I ask that you each find an object with a connection to the calamity, the event which gave rise to the realm's rebirth, and present it to me with its tale. Well now, that sounds not unlike a treasure hunt, and it'd be my very first task as an adventurer. What do you say, Shauna? Shall we do it?
Sure.
Excellent. When you have your items, pray seek me out at the Ruby Road Exchange. I eagerly look forward to seeing what you bring. There are many vendors at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, right? Chances are they'll have something, so let's begin our search there.
Kind of curious. Okay, this does skip XP, but it's very little. Just basically thinking if I should switch over to I don't know, one of the classes that I have that can move a little bit faster. But I don't need to. Okay, so go and talk with Nagi?
Come on, let's begin looking around.
So I think that's how I pronounce the name of these. He said that we should just call him.
Enagi Ajakia is now accompanying you. You can leave if you while you are enter the
Hey, they're using this stuff. Nice.
Oh, is this the local cuisine? Goodness, but everything looks amazing. In the course of your journeys, you must have sampled all kinds of food. From simple fare to exotic feasts, I look forward to sampling everything too.
Just gonna quickly get the dialogue areas taken care of.
House of Splendors. What kind of place is this, I wonder?
I see you're not familiar with the house. We offer wares in exchange for scripts, but our services are available only to those whom we know and trust.
So if I want to be a customer, I need to make a name for myself. One day, Anagi. One day.
Okay.
Greetings. From daily necessities to unusual curios, I deal in all manner of wares. If there is something in particular you seek, you need but ask. Objects to do with the calamity. The two of you are adventurers, are you not? In which case, I have something that may be of interest. It's a journal I acquired from an adventurer who retired injured. The man recorded his experiences during the calamity in detail, and I dare say it has value for students of history.
Oh ho, an adventurer's first-hand account. I'd love to pore over it. Do you keep a journal of your adventures as well, Shauna? If so, I'd love to read it too one day. With your permission, of course.
Oh, for another historical piece, I also have a scrapbook of articles from the Raven, Gridania's leading tabloid. These mainly cover events outside the calamity, however.
Articles from the Raven, you say? Shall we look around some more? There's bound to be other things out there.
Say if he saw journal that we had made, I don't think he would believe like half the things that are written there, because due to the insane amount of things that we've actually like experienced.
Greetings and welcome to my exhibit. Please feel free to browse at your leisure, and don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. We're looking for objects that bear a connection to the calamity. Do you have anything that fits the description? As a matter of fact, I do. Yonder pane, entitled The Sultana 7, depicts an inspiring event from the calamity. 'Twas the final days before the fall of Dalamad, its inexorable approach foretelling our impending doom. Panic spread like wildfire, while many in their desperation turned on the Sultanate. Looting and rioting broke out across Ulda. To quell the masses, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ulnamo took to the streets with a guard consisting of only 7 subjects, for they alone had the courage to stand with their Sultana. There, she addressed the rabble. Heed me, my beloved citizens. The realm lies upon the brink of the 7th umbral era. Yet so long as we live, we must not forget our compassion. Now is not the time to take from your neighbor, but to proffer him the hand of succor. Brought to their senses by her words, the people laid down their arms and set about healing the wounds they themselves had inflicted on Ulda. And those who returned from the battlefield found their home much as they had left it, a gleaming jewel in the desert. Her Majesty sounds like a great ruler. Ulda is fortunate to have her watching over it. Thanks for sharing the tale. It's indeed inspiring, and you've done an incredible job capturing it in glass. So far, so good. Let's look around just a little more.
Okay.
Welcome, welcome. What is it that you're after? Objects with a connection to the calamity, you say? Why, I have just the thing, an amethyst ring from Ishgard, steeped in sentimental value. 5 years ago, on the eve of the Battle of Cartino, a young temple knight set out from his homeland, wishing to do his part for Eorzea when his nation would not. Alas, the man never arrived in the flats. En route, he came upon a merchant being attacked by a dragon, and lost his life going to the stranger's aid. This was his ring, an heirloom passed down through his line.
What a tragic tale. But I wonder, how did the ring find its way back? If the knight fell, it seems the merchant couldn't have survived unscathed.
I remember now. Though the knight was mortally wounded, he succeeded in striking down the dragon. And with his last breath, he entrusted the ring to the merchant. Yes, that's how it happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna say down on that.
So, what do you say? If you're interested, I would be willing to part with the relic for a special price, but for today only.
This feels a bit dubious. I dare say we've seen enough. Let's find a quiet spot to discuss what to bring back. You have seen enough objects and learned.
So just down this way.
Right, this looks like as good a spot as any. I don't know about you, but that was all very new and exciting for me. Talking to myriad people, learning the tale behind each object. It's been a great experience, and I won't soon forget it. Now then, we need to decide what we want to take to the minstrel. Have you made up your mind?
Isgarian Knight's Ring, Sultana 7 Pain, Retired Adventurer's Journal. Let's go with the Pain, because he kind of wanted the journals. Let's go with Pain.
I see, I see. I did consider that too, but in the end settled on something else. What is it? Hee, if you don't mind, I'd like to keep it a surprise. Come, let's purchase our respective items, and meet back where the minstrel awaits. You obtain the Sultana's 7 Pain.
Okay, so am I over by the Red Movie Exchange? Kind of? Why is he in there? I would have expected him to be at the scene, although I guess that is where we also finished the quest last year?
Welcome back. You've each found an item, I trust? Well now, what have we here?
Gonna get visited by Yoshi P again, I wonder. Like a sort of dream-esque
Yes,
sequence.
the Sultana's 7, I know it well. 'Tis an iconic tale of leadership amidst great adversity. It may be said that Her Majesty's actions that fateful day helped to forge Ul'dah as it is now. In that sense, it well suits the theme for my composition. Now then, what of you, young Anagi? And what might this be? It's a scrapbook of articles from the Raven. You see, my sister is a reporter for the tabloid. During the calamity, she traveled the realm, interviewing adventurers about their journeys. And I loved nothing more than to hear her tales. They seemed like such a diverse crowd, adventurers. No two people were alike. And yet they were united in the free, unshackled lives they lived. It struck a chord with me, and in time I found myself admiring them. Looking back, it was my sister who instilled in me the desire to see the world, to become an adventurer. That's why I chose this scrapbook. I see. The footprints someone leaves on their journey become the starting point for another. Yes, a verse comes to me, a blessing for those souls who are taking their first cherry steps into the unknown. Pray, lend me your ears.
And we get an echo sort of thingy. I'm guessing it's gonna be Yoshi P appearing in his paladin outfit or something like that. I think it was the paladin outfit at least last year. A bunch of getting new adventurers. And I do believe that every race is represented. It's not the paladin set this time, I think. Reaper?
Greetings, warrior of light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. 'Tis a
Rapper
pleasure to meet
outfit.
you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude.
Okay, Yoshida.
First of all, I wish to thank you for continuing to grace us with your presence. You and your fellow adventurers are our inspiration, and this shall never change.
I love the fact that they literally have Yoshi P talking to our characters and also us, basically thanking us. It's so fucking nice
The
that
world,
they actually do that.
however, is an ever-changing place, mysterious in its elusiveness. Unexpected hardships may turn our lives upside down. And though we all desire peace deep in our hearts, the sparks of conflict never cease to be struck. Like an adventurer's journey, the world is constantly moving towards the unknown, and it takes considerable courage to alter course. Yet I ardently believe that it is a small but significant step in our quest to create new adventures. Indeed, another great change is about to visit the world, and it shall open the way to exciting new journeys. And 'tis our abiding hope that our journey together shall ever continue on, to the distant horizon and beyond. Now, the time has come for this vision to end, time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Return to walking your path, and know that you are in our hearts always. Till next we meet, I bid you safe travels.
You as well, Yoshida. Everyone else at the Final Fantasy team.
Thank you for the generous reward, and the uplifting verse. It gives me courage for the road ahead. Speaking of which, it's time I set out on my own. Though it was brief, I enjoyed our time together, and I hope to see you again, somewhere out there.
And what may never forget to smile. As for my regards to your sister, look forward to hearing your tales. Go with that one.
Though much and more was lost in the calamity, intrepid souls continue to set forth, paving the way unto the future. In such a moment in history do we stand, and for you I would perform another song. Your life is a riddle, to bear gladness and grief, neath stars and through storms, the answers to seek your footprints are threads, to be gathered and woven a song of dawn resplendent, dancing high to the heavens. From the embrace of the gods though mankind has been torn upon winds eternal lives and memories are born. The future is unwritten, bring it rapture or sorrow our journey shall continue, unto tomorrow and tomorrow. I wonder, how did you feel as you watched Anagi set off? Did the sight fill you with worry for a fledgling adventurer? Or did it awaken fond memories of your own humble beginnings? Whichever it may be, I know that yours is a journey more trying than most. There will be times when you are overcome by loneliness, and each step feels heavier than the last. In such a moment, I bid you remember this. So long as you harbor love for this world, ever shall there be a place for you in it. Your adventures will never end.
Huh. No ability that. Ah, there it is. And we get Clockwork Solace. And also, it seems like the audio's been kind of fucked up now, because didn't have the sound of me unlocking the minion for some reason there. There it is. And we also got the Newfound Journey. It's an achievement. Okay, before we go anywhere else, I quick want to check that vendor and see if there's any what these other things look like. The Meteor Survivor thing, shower, prism, and I think I have some of these. Yep, I have 9 of them from last year. That does that thing. Meteor Survivor. Okay, one. Meteor Shower. Ah, is that the one? I'm gonna get some of those at least. And flowers. I think I might actually get 199 of each of these. It's gonna be a decent amount of gil that I spend on this, but granted, you can't really get these anytime else, and might as well just get a good deal of them, considering how it is you can get them. I do kind of wish you could actually buy more than only 900 or the 99 at a time. This is quite slow to basically buy only 99 at a time. You're trying to get 999. And I already have 9 of those, so I just need 990. I already had some of those Born Reds. Oh yeah, I need to do that. There we go. Okay. Well, I guess off to... Actually, don't need to open that. We are gonna head off to Shalian. Then... we can unlock the Island Sanctuary there for a level 1 quest. But I should also be able to unlock a custom delivery, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how long or how many quests, to be honest, I need to do for that one, but I think it's pretty short. I think I looked at the quest and I should have all of the requirements done at this point. I believe it's very few requirements. I think you just need to have done the Endwalker quest. That should be it. I think so. So we got a quest over here called Cutting the Cheese. Okay, right next to us. I think stuff might still be loading in. Stricken Loperates. We got Seeing the Sanctuary. crystal from beyond. Also have. I wondered, Shalian as a minstrel. That's probably extremes that's gonna unlock. Should also do that one. One for the ages, and the one to get the B rank hunts. No Loperate has gone before. That, I think, is a dungeon that's gonna get unlocked there. Let me actually pull up a list that I have not looked at in a long ass time, if I still have that one saved. This, progress and locked content. So let's see here, level 90, I believe it is. Also, apparently I have... It's apparently a side quest that I could have done that's called Eating of Minds, which gives a minion. Ah, okay, that's from the Studium quest, basically the gathering and crafting stuff. That does also give an achievement called Overeducated, which gives the honorary academic title. That is not what I am looking for. Let's see here. Okay, so apparently Smile Ton, which is a dungeon, gets unlocked by cutting the cheese. Where no Loperite has gone before, it's gonna apparently unlock something called the Stigmascape, or the Stigma Dreamscape. I don't care about that. Let's see here. Tataru's Grand Endeavor, which I can't unlock yet actually because I need to have done the Newfound Adventure main scenario quest. Don't do the Prism side quest apparently. That is unlocked. That could technically be unlocked now after I've done some of the stuff. Hildebrand is available. I need to do the Sleeping Gentleman side quest. And Omega Beyond the Rift, I need to do some other stuff. There it is. Okay, so I need to basically do a quest called Of Mothers and the Merchants, which I find here in Charlian. I need to find a so-called... There it is. Also, that person is, I believe, is the one that unlocks the Sanctuary. Okay, let's see here. I need to also pick a crafter for this. I'm thinking blacksmith. Well-dressed attendant of Mother and the Merchants. Apparently I could have unlocked this like a while ago. Apparently it's available at like level... Ah wait, actually you need to have done the animal request. Still. Okay, let's
You
accept
are.
it.
Pray forgive my directness, but you are none other than Madame Majula, are you not?
It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. I am Merild, a humble servant of House Leveler.
Why did the voice change?
I have heard that you are an exemplary artisan, is this true? If so, I should hope you will be intrigued by a proposal from my employer. You see, Lady Amalliance has been focused on a rather important social welfare endeavor of late, and seeks the aid of an artisan possessed of talent commensurate to the task at hand.
Yeah, that's probably a good enough answer for that, I guess.
That glint in your eye tells me you wish to know more, so I invite you to speak with her in person. As fortune would have it, she is available at this very moment. You needn't say another word, I shall arrange a seat for you under the House Leveler reservation. Pray make your way to the last stand at your earliest convenience, and await Lady Amalliance's arrival.
Okay, so we need to head down to the last stand. I'm guessing since we're going down there, we might as well grab that one and do that one as well. Just so I can unlock a little bit more content stuff.
'Tis good to see you, Shauna. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the scholarly world has been in an uproar since the Forum announced their plans for the mass exodus. To think that we may well step foot on the very moon. We expected that once word got out, we might receive more requests for lunar samples than was previously considered acceptable. What we did not expect was the veritable deluge of absurdity unleashed upon us. We've designated the most mind-boggling requests senior bills. At this point, any assistance you can provide would be more than welcome. J. Lokshai is in the midst of organizing the latest offerings. Why don't you speak with her to get a better idea of what to expect? I heard your conversation. These ears aren't just for show. As for what plagues me at the moment,
I mean, your ears might not be for show, but mine are. I do believe or don't even have ears, like we're literally hanging our earrings from our horns. Yes, maybe they serve as like something that picks up sound? Works like horns? I don't know.
here we are, Basil dear. Both emblematic of our woes with senior bills, and direct source of many. Basil dear is a highly esteemed scholar of mythological studies. He has a pet theory that the creatures described in myths can be traced to those that once existed in ancient times. Simply put, he requests samples from ancient organisms which I need not remind you no longer exist. The audacity! Are we meant to travel through time for him?
I can do that as long as it's only Elpis, but still.
And there you have it. Take a look at the guild ship hunt board, and if there's anything, and I mean anything at all, that you think you can handle, please do. You're our only hope.
Oh wait, this gives quests.
Senior
for XP.
guild ship marked bills are now available. You are now new quests.
Although now I think about it, I can't really get any XP on any other classes because I don't have any others that are at 89. Anyway, perfect specimens.
To think that you, Shauna, have traveled to the very edge of creation, there to confront Thaliot knows what, yet you still seek the strangeness of our hunt bills. You truly are one of a kind. Some would call you brave, some reckless, but my guess is that you simply do what needs to be done.
Listen, like sacks of nuts.
In any
They
case,
are needed
we
for
certainly have a few hunts that
discrepancies.
call for cavalier heroics, and you're welcome to them. Frankly, I can't believe I didn't think to offer them to you sooner. You'll recognize the term elite marks, I'm sure. As ever, ours tend toward the bizarre, but don't take my word for it. Ask J. Lokshai.
There is a certain amount that I really want in Norvrend, from Norvrend, that requires like 3,800, I believe it is, sacks of nuts. So, That's gonna be. It's gonna take a bit of time, especially because they don't do a whole lot of A or S rank cuts in Northrend.
This has become quite the pattern, eh? One would almost think Northida prefers to leave all of the explaining to me, a conversation for another time, perhaps. You want to know more about the elite marks, yes?
You are the gleaner extraordinaire who made their way to the very summit of the heavens, are you not?
Can I help you?
My word, all of our most tiresome, that is to say, look how many of our esteemed clients have gathered here at once. Yes, and what of it? Considering the importance of my work and the snail's pace at which you are fulfilling my requests, it should come as no surprise that I have come to personally insist that they are handled with the utmost urgency. Now, in order to completely validate my theories and protect them from any further impugnations, I have need of your talents. I require more samples to prove that the moon, and indeed, the stars beyond, are teeming with life.
Wait just a moment. My research in comparative mythology is on the verge of changing our understanding of life as we know it. Indeed, samples of ancient organisms have never been of greater necessity. What nonsense! Surely the requests made by various departments of the studium come first. Our pupils are the lifeblood and future of Charlatan, and we must needs provide them with hands-on instruction in the classification of specimens from both Thavnair and Garlemald.
Pardon me, but we researchers are also in great need of your services. We have a mountain of requests relating to Labyrinthos fiercer specimens in the queue. Labyrinthos? Surely you jest. We have a talented individual here capable of exploring environs unlike any known to man, and you would have her go to Labyrinthos? I will not stand for it, not when myriad discoveries await in the field of xenobiology. Enough. Can't you lot see the bind you're putting Shauna in? She will decide for herself what to prioritize, thank you very much. Rest assured that each and every one of your requests have been accounted for. Now off you go, shoo, shoo.
I do apologize for my colleague's behavior. Should you be interested in learning more about our requests, pray find us in the Aetheride Plaza.
Oh? That more quest perhaps we're gonna get?
Heavens. I'm sure they mean well, after a fashion, but I would consider it a personal favor if they learned to be a bit less demanding. Or perhaps more than a bit.
So hey there, zombie. Welcome to the stream. How am I today? I'm actually doing fine, I guess. Started school today, which was kind of uneventful. A lot of stuff didn't really happen there, since it was just like introduction day, and I believe the rest of the week is also introduction day, or introduction week, sorts. How about you? How's your day been?
Any road, they will doubtless find it in themselves to behave if it means they'll get their precious samples. If you are keen to learn more about our elite marks, don't hesitate to make use of them. For our part, we're counting on you, so, best of luck out there, Shauna.
When I say school, do I mean uni or college? At this point I don't really
You are now
know
permitted to take bills for elite guildship marks from
like exactly which one it is, because when I tried to basically essentially translate the terms that we use in Denmark to the ones that are like used in actually English, I get confused. So I'm not sure. I can try and maybe look it up. Find out. School is normally for kids and you're older than those. True. I'm just saying like school as in like general like studying stuff, but I don't really know if it's necessarily uni or college in this case. I could try and look it up. Like what it's actually classified as. Let's see, it's okay, so it's this. It's probably called this. And looking at website for my education, but I'm wondering if I can get it in English. It seems like I can do that, but the other question is just if I can find the education. Why is it so hard to figure this stuff out? Let's see. And this might be college level stuff, or it could also technically be uni, but I don't think it is. I'm not really sure. What am I studying? I don't know the exact name for it, but it's kind of, I don't know, part of the education is basically like related to just programming, but it's a lot of different things that's basically in the overall education. Yeah, I don't really know what it's entirely called in English because I have no idea how to translate the word basically.
Who should stand before me but the savior of the very star, the inimitable ender of the end? Your deeds are sung of far and wide, my friend.
IT, kind of, but not really like, sort of back-end sort of coding. It's more kind of, I don't know, I think the coding that we're mainly going to be messing around with is front-end, so wouldn't necessarily call it IT, I think.
As I understand it, your quest for the world's salvation brought you to Charlesian. I, too, am here on a quest of sorts, the quest for musical inspiration.
Wait, I just noticed something. That is the outfit that USGP was wearing in that cutscene before. Huh.
Alas, magnificent though this repository of knowledge may be, I find there is only so much inspiration I can derive from tomes. But where tomes alone fail to inspire, living words may yet spark the imagination. So I beg you, will you not regale me with the tale of your quest to deliver the star? If such an adventure isn't fit to be an epic, I would not know what is. Drawing upon both your first-hand account and the knowledge I attain here, I believe that I shall be able to weave the most marvelous of verses. Should you be willing, pray let me know. I shall continue my research here in the meantime. Greetings, my friend. If you have a tale to share, this minstrel is all ears.
Okay, so we can unlock the 3 trials we've done as extremes, I guess.
Oh ho, what manner of thrilling adventure might this be? Good gods, a battle on the moon with Zodiark, eldest and mightiest of primals. I pride myself on my imagination, but your feats transcend aught my mind could possibly conceive. Against all odds, you struck down the Puss Sand being, yet triumph quickly turned to tragedy, for Zodiark's fall proved to be the trigger for the final days.
Into programming and game development? Not so much game development. I mean, I kind of have a slight interest in it, but I don't really know how to code in terms of when it comes to game development. Technically, I can do some, but it's like very simple and it's more limiting programming languages. But when it comes to like programming, it's mostly like front-end web development, so websites and so on, but mostly just the part that most users will mess around with.
Yes. Yes, the words well up within me. Pray lend them an ear. Born of ancient men, a divinity was freed, their hopes unrequited, they knew no reprieve. Born of mortal men, a champion did arise, ascending to the heavens, ruination to defy. That the ancients should sacrifice half their number to save the star. The strength of their resolve makes me tremble in admiration. Even as it saddens me to think that one of their own would seek to lay it all to waste, so deep was his despair. Not having lived their lives, I feel decidedly unworthy to speak of their hearts. Better that the whole truth remain with you, and you alone. Let it suffice for me to honor a fragment of their hopes and dreams in song, that their lives and sacrifice may ever be remembered.
Trolls Ballad, Zodiac's Fall has been unlocked. It's a good career to go into, as tons of companies need your expertise to design their websites. I advertising. Yeah, the thing is just that I already kind of did take an education as a like essentially a front-end developer. The only problem is just that we didn't really learn any of the so-called front-end frameworks that all the different companies use, so we kind of came out of school basically missing a very important part of what most companies are looking for. So yeah, we basically need to either know something called React, Vue, or Angular. We didn't know any of them, so I basically had to try and like learn that on my own, and that's not exactly the best way to learn it always. You can technically learn like stuff on your own, but it heavily depends on whether or not you can find tutorials or guides online, and also if you can actually, some people can maybe also just use the documentation, just mess around with things, but I can't do that. You would have no idea how to program a website. I will say most parts of basically making a website is actually pretty simple when you actually like, of course you need to like understand the basic concepts of like stuff when it comes to I would probably say mostly HTML and CSS. Essentially, if you think about it, HTML is like the all the things you see on the website, but without like any sort of fancy paint and anything. It's basically just like pictures, text, but it's just thrown onto the page. It doesn't like sit in a nice way or anything. CSS basically just makes it look nice. And then if you want to add some more stuff to it, you can basically like add interactivity with the website. That's JavaScript. That's when it starts getting complicated. But for the most part, HTML and CSS is pretty simple. Although technically most programmers would not call that programming. But overall, I would probably say that that is relatively simple, since all you do is essentially just write like I don't know, I'm forgetting what they're called now, the like the crocodile mounts is what I feel like a lot of people usually call them in Danish, although technically that is the name. But basically the like pointy things, tags, is also what they're usually referred to as encoding. Basically, like do two of those. In between that, you write like a P, and then write some text after the closing one. Write some text. Do the same thing with like crocodile mouths, and then a slash P inside. You've written some text. That's literally what it is. Most HTML stuff is extremely simple when it actually comes down to it. CSS, a little bit more complicated. JavaScript, you might need an online tutorial or something, because that's when it starts getting a little bit more complex. Mainly due to the fact that you need to like start messing around with actual coding, like stuff. And JavaScript is known for it to be a little bit weird in some of the things it does. Because, yeah, it does math a bit strange sometimes, and I believe also, I think it's true and false in terms of coding. It also does a little strange from time to time. I feel like there's something at least about that, but it has been some time since the last learned about that. So I could be wrong.
Greetings, my friend.
Okay, let's unlock one for Heidland.
This promises to be a most rousing adventure.
Yeah, so you know Heidland, yeah, we kind of killed her.
In order to prove your readiness to avert the final days, you undertook a trial imposed by no less a being than the will of the star, Heidelin herself. It staggers the mind to imagine such an encounter, to say naught of the thousands of years that Venet had resolved to wait. Yes, I dare say I have a song. You will listen to it now, of course. Though eons apart, two kindred souls met apart they would walk, all life to protect. Eons thence, their paths would converge as goddess and mortal, to silence the dirge. For time beyond counting, Heidelin waited for you in patience and faith. And when at last you were reunited, even as she desperately wished for you to surpass her, she knew she could not hold back, and did not. Hers was an unenviable burden, and a noble sacrifice. Tears well in my eyes to imagine the hardships she has had to endure. But it comforts me to know that her long journey was not in vain. That her hopes passed on to you. This tale is an epic among epics, and full honored am I to have been given the chance to weave a song for it. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you.
Minstrel's Ballad, Heidelin's Call. Accessible. Nice. And then there's just the one for
Greet.
Insinger.
A battle at the edge of existence, you say? Against a fearsome being known as the Enzinger. It goes without saying that I should like to hear about this. Pray, recount to me the tale of your mission from beginning to end.
So we went to the edge of space and killed a
Good gods.
collection
I
of...
had known about the chaos of the final days, but never could I have imagined the events which brought them about.
I guess, collection of emo bird girls, essentially, that formed into a giant head with bird wings. But you think about it, it's fucking weird.
I do wonder, though. Where might this Ultima Thule be located? Lest you misunderstand, I speak not of its physical location. If we wish to know that, I dare say we could have the coordinates from the Laporites. Nay, my friend. What I speak of, rather, is its essence. According to your description, 'tis a space where emotions dictate reality. It seems to me that, in such a place, it would be nigh impossible to draw a line between what is real and what is felt. In nature, there is a phenomenon wherein the structure of a massive object may resemble that of something diminutive. Might it not be possible, then, that the structure of the sea of stars resembles that of the heart and mind, of the complex mechanisms that govern our feelings? On the assumption that it is so, I am led to wonder, what was the true nature of the Enzinger? What was it exactly that you defied at the edge of existence? Haha, these are just the wild ramblings of a minstrel. Pray do not lose sleep over it. Still, I must say that the idea of an entity that hoards despair has quite roused my imagination. For instance, had the Enzinger succeeded in gathering but a few more stars worth of despair, nay, perhaps even that of a few more souls, might the outcome have been different? Yes, I believe I shall explore such an eventuality in song. The light of hope kindled by your comrades is brilliant. Alas, so dark is the despair you face, not even that light can pierce it? An inexorable verse of oblivion, performed at the farthest reaches of existence. I shall name it, the Enzinger's Aria.
Minstrel's Ballad, Insinger's Aria, I'm guessing. Yep, Insinger's Aria. Okay, that's all of the trials we can unlock so far. So let's head over to... wrong one. We need to teleport backwards. Let's see, we have Jamming Way, which is where no Laporites has gone before. That's not the one I want to do. Instead, it is this one. How's the alert table?
Shauna. I presume it was Merld who sent you hither.
Millions. Ooh, and
Lured by the prospect of fresh endeavors, no doubt. I myself am guilty of the same. Our Lady Leveler's correspondence has been full of the most tantalizing hints of late.
Lemon? What? I did not expect to see you here. And Rowena, of course, but that's to be expected, I guess. Not surprised about that.
Surprise, surprise. What, not happy to see me?
I think I going down with something. Just remembered I left my oven fire burning at home. I think I might be going down with something.
Relax, this ain't my venture. I'm here at Flamin's invitation. At the very least, I insist you join us for a cup of tea. Do sit down.
Really ends. Left my fire burning at home. I mean, technically I could have done that. I do have a house now in the game after all. And there is 2 ovens actually. Although I think technically one of them is a stove. Still.
I see. So the studium is to begin accepting foreign students, is it?
Oh.
Yes. As you know, Charlian has long closed its borders and avoided interfering in the affairs of other nations, bound by a single-minded focus to secure the safety of the peoples of this star. With the final days averted, the need for such drastic measures has dissipated. It took an awfully long time, and the near end of the world, but the winds of change have begun to blow. Charlian is trying to become an open nation. That said, not all students can afford the costs incurred by studying abroad, let alone the steep price of the studium's tuition. I can scarcely imagine how those from nations who suffered the worst of the final days might attempt such a feat. To ease the financial burden, I plan to offer all necessary school supplies free of charge. Furthermore, I have already begun talks with a number of Charlian families to propose an academic homestead program. My, what a lovely initiative. A good old-fashioned cultural exchange is sure to be a mutually enlightening experience for the many Charlians who've remained cooped up with their dusty old tomes. Such is my hope. Alas, you will recall that a great deal of the leveler fortune was poured into outfitting the Ragnarok, yes? As such, I cannot hope to carry out this endeavor long-term without a financial backer, a partner, if you will. I'm all for noble causes, but you can't possibly be suggesting we provide everything for free. Oh, but of course I am. Were I to require students to repay the sum of their tuition after graduating, a sum few could afford, it would be no different from a loan, after all. I see. Well, I wish I could help, but with no prospect of income, I must respectfully decline your offer. It's not my intent to be rude, but I run a business, not a charity. I completely understand. Recently, I find myself reminiscing over the time I spent in the Dravanian hinterlands. For Sheno, the children, and myself, we were all so happy, living in the Emporium. Idle though it may now be, the town was once tremendously effervescent, filled to the brim with inquiring souls who traveled from every corner of Eorzea in the pursuit of knowledge. Of course, it was not solely prospective students and researchers who journeyed there, far from it. As a hub for seekers of knowledge, no small few merchants made a living by procuring research supplies. In turn, they had immediate access to a reservoir of cutting-edge inventions. Come to think of it, I dare say my contact at the East Aldnard Trading Company will be intrigued to hear of similar possibilities arising from our program. It was so very kind of Tataru to introduce us. The East Aldnard Trading Company? Hold on a minute, now. What in the hells could possibly be giving this woman the confidence to act so bafflingly indifferent? Her husband's supposed to be a bigwig in that firm o' theirs, ain't he? Stands to reason she may be heard rumblings of Charlian investing deeper in its education system. And in that case, it'd be wiser to invest now to reap the benefits later.
I love the fact that Rowena is just like, time to use my big brain to basically figure out what it is she's doing, essentially.
Better yet, the students who end up attending will be the best and brightest of their respective nations. If I make them feel indebted to me now, they'll be obligated to repay the favor in the future, once they've become powerful, distinguished members of society, of course. I will also have need of a skilled artisan to procure the necessary supplies. No doubt the demand is sure to be immense. Goodness, just look at me prattle on when you've no interest in the matter. I really must be getting on home. Countless preparations need be made ere my distinguished guest arrives.
Trying to play 60 chess pretty much. I mean, Rowena is basically one of the best, I guess, merchants / traders sorts in Eosias, or on Etheris, I guess. One of the best, at least. It makes sense that she would be able to, like, basically do 60 chess when it comes to yes, trading and earning money and so on.
Hold that thought. I've come around to your proposal. And as your partner, the House of Splendors pledges its considerable support for your endeavor. An investment for the future, let's call it. That is, on one condition, Shauna must be the sole supplier. My, how fortuitous. I did not expect you to pledge your support, but full glad am I that you have. Together, we can give countless students the opportunities they deserve. But what say you, Shauna? Would you be able to spare some time from the seemingly infinite number of responsibilities that require your attention? Wonderful. I'm counting on both of you.
We can't say no to millions. That it's impossible. Look at her. She's perfect. She's just. Look at her. We can't say no to her. We can't say no to mommy or to mama leveler. It's impossible. Okay, I need to wait for them to spawn in. There we go.
Flamin and Rowena have already left if you are wondering. They intend to do some sightseeing in town before returning home. I do hope you were able to enjoy our tea time together. I can think of none more deserving of a brief respite. I must apologize, however, for dragging you into this matter. You deserve a full explanation, but not here. Would you care to meet me at my home? Splendid. I shall be awaiting you at the Leveler Estate.
Okay, off to the Leveler Estate then. Mommy Leveler. I wasn't actually trying to say mommy, I was trying to say mama. Leveler, not mommy. She deserves better than being called mommy. I could also call her Mother Leveler. I guess Miss Leveler would probably be better. I guess technically it would be... Would it be Mrs. Leveler, actually?
Thank you for humoring me, Shauna, and welcome once again. For years, I've supported my children from afar as a sponsor of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Yet even though the Scions have disbanded, it has done little to diminish my desire to be of service. That is why I decided it is past time I made my own contribution to the world, to this star that you and my children have sacrificed so much to save. But I am merely one person. My resources limited. Words can ill express how grateful I am for your aid. In time, I hope you will come to see me not only as the mother of Alphino and Alizei, but as your partner and friend. As I said before, I am counting on you, Shauna. Now, there is, in fact, another reason I invited you here. The Leveler household will also be partaking in the Homestead program, and I have already accepted a student. She comes from a family of accomplished alchemists, hailing from Thavnair. Marild has already gone to fetch her from the port, so I imagine she will arrive ere long. Lady Amalliance, I pray I did not keep you waiting over long. Miss Miladine has arrived. Nice to meet you. I am Miladine, freshly arrived from Thavnair. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Oh, the pleasure is all mine, I'm sure. You must be utterly exhausted after such a long voyage. I am Amalliance, and standing beside me is none other than... Oh, I know. It's Mistress Alizei, isn't it?
This is the first time we've been singing for Alizei.
Ha. I'm afraid not, my dear. This charming personage beside me is in fact Shauna, my business partner. Better known as the hero who saved our star from the final days. Ah. I'm so sorry, it was rude of me to presume. I have heard much and more of your many heroic deeds in Thavnair, but I've never had a face to put to the name. Putting that aside, it is a dream come true for me to finally stand in the magnificent halls of the studium. I could collapse with happiness on this very spot. With these dignified walls surrounding me, I feel as though I stand in the very annals of history itself. My mind wanders to the countless brilliant minds who made discovery after discovery here. Miss Miladine. I'm afraid it is not the studium, but the Leveler estate in which you stand. This residence shall be your lodgings for the duration of your stay. It may take some getting used to, but it is my wish that you come to feel at home here.
Guessing she did not expect this to be a house, considering how fucking big it is.
This is your home? Ahem. Though I have much to learn, and the thought of your present impression of me fills me with dread, I hope that we can get along. Oh, you needn't be so formal. Tell me, what can we do to make you feel more comfortable? I know. Please call me Mila. That's what my folks back home call me, while Miladine is, usually reserved for when I'm in trouble. Pray forgive me, but I'm afraid I must continue to observe formalities, Miss Miladine. If it please you, I shall escort you to your room.
So, recently you've made a habit of, when there's a table between you and the NPC, you have to talk to you again on the table. Fair. That kind of makes sense for a, when you play as a Lalafell that you might need to do that. Otherwise it might look like you're just peeking over the table. Depending on where you're standing.
A number of other families will also be opening up their homes to students from abroad in the coming days. I must set a good example as the first host mother, for if all goes to plan, we can expand the program to include even more students. Let us waste no time, there is plenty of work to be done. Classes at the studium will begin once students have had time to settle in. I would like to use this period to procure all of the necessities needed for their matriculation. You may find any materials you need by speaking with Sinov, the apothecary, in the Agora. Let us give the students the welcome they deserve.
When am I becoming a Lalafell? I don't know if I'm gonna become a Lalafell, to be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna become one yet. Hope we get to see Alvin and Elsie's room. That would actually be kind of nice if we could see that. Okay, so let's see here. It was over here. Then I was supposed to be able to get materials. Return to Bobaton. You're already Danish. Fair. I mean, it would maybe fit a bit more with if I was Irish. Like to return to Bobaton, considering that I feel like potatoes are kind of more associated with the Irish. Okay, let's see here. Custom deliveries, millions. That's gonna give 30 satisfaction. We need that, so I need to make 3 of those. Could either conductive quills. Just need 3 of those. To you. Ah, yep, it is. Let's see here. Custom deliveries. Millions. And this is gonna be something that's gonna be a little bit more difficult because I can't just use trained on these. Depends, but most of the EU and Scandinavia is basically potato country. True. I just feel like usually whenever I've heard of like potatoes in countries, I feel like Ireland seems to be one that I think more of almost. That's partially also due to the fact that they did have like a whole like potato famine and everything over there. Okay, so let's see here. I need to make this have as high of a collectability as possible, at least like up to the that mark. Also, I need to add some more of these, but I can probably do that at another time. Okay, let's start with reflect. And let's just... Okay, that's almost already done. Blessing, yep, that already hits the mark that I need. Finish the blacksmithing questline, the ending. I actually ended up finishing all of the crafter quest lines here the other day. Didn't really follow the actual story, but I basically just went ahead and like crafted all the things needed for the 50 plus quests. That took some time, and it did also fill up my inventory quite a bit, which was not exactly ideal. Okay, so let's see here. That's gonna add 900 quality, which should put me quite high, but that one is actually it's just over. Nice. It is just over the collectability. That was the wrong one I did. I was supposed to do this one. on. Progress. And no, wait, that's the wrong one I'm looking at. 900. I'm gonna have to do some quick math here. Just pull out my calculator so I can actually make sure that I do this correctly. 856 plus 952. Yep, that's gonna work. It's honestly been a while since I last had to do like actual crafting during these, because you should have just been able to use train die and then just groundwork one or two times. Even had a like full-on macro for that. Technically this one, but yeah, still. Okay, reflect. Let's see. Standard touch. Again. And that's enough. And sure, let's do groundwork just to get sort of progress. That's not quite enough. Try seeing if the story is to your liking. If not, you just speed run it. Place it one from 70. It was decent. I feel like most of them had like cutscenes from what I saw, but I don't fully know what happens. I believe the cooking one, I think from 60 or from 50 to 60 is like a cooking competition, if I'm not mistaken. At least what I seem to remember it being.
Greetings, Shauna. Have you come with a delivery today, or did you perhaps care for a spot of tea?
The items in for material like to look.
Okay. While undoubtedly an excellent writing, implement the ethereal conductive properties of this quill causes one slight brush from it to from its plumage to jolt rather than tickle. Okay. Most of the crafter ones have competitions in them. Yeah.
The quills you prepare will not only facilitate note-taking for lectures, but the transcription of rituals and spells as well. Pardon me while I take a closer look. The greater the ethereal conductivity of the instrument, the more conducive it will be to their studies. You understand? I am at a loss for words. This is simply outstanding. Should students grow accustomed to such immaculate craftsmanship, I fear nothing less will ever satisfy them again. I shall take great pains to explain the unique circumstances under which this has been commissioned.
In making your first six with
The quill... The quills you prepare... I am at... Perfect, this is more than enough for now. You've done amazing work, Shauna. It occurs to me that, for all your prowess in battle, Alphino and Alizé appear wholly unaware of your remarkable skills as an artisan. Perhaps I shall take this opportunity to boast of your many talents in my next letter to them. I've returned from the studium, Lady Amalliance. Welcome home, Mila. How was your first day of classes? Oh, it was wonderful. Not only the professors, but my classmates too were astonishingly friendly. I can hardly believe how many friends I've already made. That is reassuring to hear. And I must say, you wear the uniform quite well. goodness, you're making me blush. Thank you, Lady Amalliance. Not just for the compliment, but for everything. Once I have learned to wield spells from my studies here, I can return home triumphant, having proved my mother wrong. Would you care to elaborate? Ah, yes, of course. For generations, those in my family have traditionally become alchemists, each of us pouring our hearts and souls into the creation of medicine. The final days, however, changed everything. I saw firsthand that there are countless lives not even the most advanced medicine can save. I came to the decision that I must learn to wield magic, even if it meant traveling as far as Charlene. Against my mother's wishes, but at my father's urging, I took my chances, and made the journey here. You have been through an awful lot. Why, pray tell, is your mother so opposed to your learning spellcraft? I cannot say for certain, but alchemy has long been a source of pride for my family. She may find my decision to study an alternate discipline offensive, as though I am rejecting my lineage in some way, which simply isn't the case. Though I love alchemy, I am not so beholden to it that I'm blind to its shortcomings. To me, the decision is simple: if magic can save more lives than medicine, then I must learn to wield it. Even if it breaks my mother's heart. With all that said, I still hardly know left from right when it comes to spellcraft. I'm surprised my application for the academic homestead was even accepted in the first place. You have earned your place here, Mila. Nothing more, nothing less. But thank you for speaking so candidly with us. Know that you have our full support. Whatever you need, pray do not hesitate to ask. You are both far too kind. I have a lot of ground to make up, but I promise I won't let you down.
Hold on, is that what I think it is? Ah, no. I thought that was one of the, there's some, elixir things that you can use as for crafters and gatherers that are apparently pretty good. Thought it was one of those, but it isn't. Oh.
Amalliance is pleased with your efforts. She now considers you appointed to House Leveler. And yet there is still much work to be done if she is to ensure students enrolled in the academic homestead program feel at home in Old Charlene. To that end, Amalliance has a new favor to ask of you.
I've no doubt there are other students from abroad who, much like Mila, yet struggle with their spellcraft. As such, supplemental tools for their studies shall prove beneficial, toads and magical foci most of all. The better the quality, the more quickly they shall be able to master the basics. I trust I can count on your assistance? Marvelous. Thank you, Shauna.
The custom deliveries list for Amalliance has been...
Okay. I'm not gonna do the next ones for Emilians, because I need to do 6 deliveries in order to get the next level of satisfaction, so we're gonna save that for later. Instead, we're gonna do the last thing that I want to unlock today, and that is the Island Sanctuary. So I've honestly been very excited to figure out what this was about. A little bit disappointed that you can't actually grow normal plants there, and that you still need like need a house in order to do that. But I can kind of see why they didn't do that with their sort of explanations and such, and that this should just be something that, like, closed system. You don't affect anyone else. It's not something that you're gonna earn like a ton of money on. Anything. It's just something you can do to relax. clueless crier employed by Tataru Taru's boutique inexplicably does not recognize you.
Good evening to you, my lady. Come to see Tataru Tharu's boutique in the flesh, no doubt. Might I interest you in one of our world-famous silk socks? They're so comfortable, you won't even realize you're wearing them. What's that? You're an acquaintance of the proprietress? Heavens, you're the Shauna? Mistress Tataru has told me all about you. Come to think of it, I was to inform her immediately if you happened to stop by. Please, wait just a moment, I'll go and fetch her immediately. There you are, Shauna.
Tataru.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Business is booming, and I can hardly keep up. Not that I'm complaining. It feels as if only yesterday I was welcoming you as my first customer, yet look at us now. But I'm sure you're wondering why I wished to speak with you. I have a surprise for you. A gift, in fact. A gorgeous, exclusive, and above all, properly registered island sanctuary. You heard that right. I, Tataru Taru, am presenting you with your very own island.
How the fuck did you get enough? I'm actually, why am I even surprised at the fact that Tataru has somehow managed enough gold to basically buy a fucking island that she's just giving away? I shouldn't be surprised by that.
I know you will be tempted to demur with, are you certain, or you're far too kind. Quite certain, and yes, I know, but I hope you can accept this gift in the spirit of friendship. I have seen the weight of the burdens you carry firsthand, after all. You rose to become the champion of Eorzea, and now, a hero known across the star and beyond, which leaves very few places where you might be free of duty and expectation. As I considered where you might find such an oasis, an idea washed over me like an oncoming tide, the sea. In an island paradise with naught but the serenity of nature for malms, even you should be free to relax. So, what do you say? Yes? 1,000 times yes?
It's as though you read my mind. You're waiting for? Toss me in the hold and set sail. What are we waiting for? Toss me in the hold and set sail.
It's good to know we're of the same mind. Truly, there is no time like the present to be on our way. We make for the Morabi dry docks. Look for Baldin, a skipper near the Aetheriot. He should be expecting us.
You chose the same. Oh, yes! There's a melody for that. Hell yeah. Okay, so I did read up a little bit on some of the things with it. Wait, hold on. That's not where I expected it to be. I thought it was in Limson that I need to go. I guess I might have misread something. But yeah, you apparently, from what I understand, you need to go here every time you want to go to your island sanctuary, I think. And apparently, if you also like AFK for too long on your island, you also get kicked off it, stuff like that. But yeah, and I can see a lot of people have been kicked off here because they've just been AFK, I guess.
Shauna, are yet? The little mistress told me to expect yet. Said she'd be along shortly herself, but... Ah, speak o' the devil.
She's got an island outfit, hell yeah.
Shauna. I thought I'd dress light for our voyage, given the notorious humidity of the Southern Isles. I trust everything is in order, Balden?
Aye. Jews, give me an holler when you're ready to set sail. Yeah, be nothing to fear where we're going, not since any marauder with an onzo sense in among up their ex. This whole island sanctuary business came about from the Admiral reckonin' we need something to do now. Piracy's off the table, matter o' fact. Just look at me, a bloody stand-up citizen ferrying folks around. Enerode, you're packed rather light for a venture o' this sort. Ya do realize you're responsible for bringing your own tools and supplies?
Not to worry. We'll procure everything there.
Yell, what now? How in the hells do ya plan to do that?
Oh, I have a little something in mind. Let's just say the idea was good enough to land us our permit.
Is that so? Well, best o' luck to ya both.
Yeah, server space, if you ain't using it, get out of place in use. Yep. Makes sense, to be honest.
I'm sure you're just itching to see your new domain, so I'll fill you in on all the juicy details once we arrive.
Make your preparations. We leave port the moment ya give the word.
I'll be waiting for you on the ferry.
Island Sanctuary now accessible. Hell yeah. Also, since we're going to a sort of island area, I guess I can find... There we go. Let's go with that.
Ahoy there, lass. Where can I take ya?
Travels to my island. Let's go. A swimsuit. I mean, it is technically a swimsuit of sorts. It is from. I basically ended up buying a few things during the summer sort of sale on the Mog store. So this is one of the previous Moonfire Fair
Shauna,
outfits.
look towards the horizon.
At least a bit of a
Beautiful,
mix and match
isn't
of
it?
From what I've heard or read at least, a lot of people seem to get sort of Animal Crossing vibes from this place. Like New Horizons.
Ah. There's nothing like a sea voyage to rekindle the adventuring spirit.
Tataru kind of serves as our, I don't know, Isabel. You go with that sort of... what is the word I'm looking for now? Comparison.
So, what do you think? This untamed isle is yours to cultivate as you see fit. Or not, as it were.
Yeah, but you think that was the idea? Probably.
If nothing else, think of it as your personal hideaway, a not-so-secret one.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Island Sanctuary.
The refreshing
Okay.
caress of the wind, the soothing whisper of the waves, how liberating. I admit, I've been looking forward to joining you here.
Friends can also visit. I know, from what I understand, it's like 16 people that can visit. At most. Don't know if you need to do some work first. Maybe I need to do some quests, and I believe there's, from what I've read, also some settings that you can enable and disable to allow people to join our island.
Now, this may come as a bit of a surprise, but the isle was once commandeered by a band of pirates and used as a supply base. Fortunately for us, the group disbanded years ago, and the isle has since largely returned to its natural state. As you know all too well, Merylweb's never been one to sit around idly. She's had her eyes on the Sealdalas, formulating plans for island settlements for years. Now that a sense of peace has settled throughout the realm, she finally decided to put those plans in motion. A chosen few have been permitted to become keepers of private islands in this vast archipelago, and you're one of them. My industrious idea of procuring all materials needed to settle here locally struck a chord with the Admiral when she read my proposal, so much so that she was happy to grant me a deed.
You'll be handling set procurements, I hope. It's not exactly a one-woman job. Least you can turn on off for party members, FC members, and friends. Okay.
Not to worry, I have arranged for ample assistance. I shall happily introduce you in just a moment, but you'll need to follow me toward the charming little clearing I've designated as your base of operations. If we simply clamber up that slope ahead and proceed along the path, we should soon bump into, well, you'll see.
Okay, we can't mount yet. So up this way. Elitos verbal, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure though.
Allow me to introduce you to the felicitous Verbal, the leader of your team of helpers.
Well, if it isn't the owner herself. It shall be my pleasure to advise you, whether you desire it or not. Oh yes, I think we'll get along just fine.
In addition to our feline friend here, I took the liberty of preparing a variety of other mammoths to assist with construction and development of the isle. You will be pleased to know they are the latest and greatest models developed by one of the most brilliant minds in Charlian. I heard that a professor of the studium was searching for a means to make use of his advanced automata. To make a long story short, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and managed to acquire all of them for the unbeatable price of free. As I understand, the mammoths were produced in secret whilst the Forum formulated plans for the mass exodus. Intended to be used as laborers on distant stars to help in constructing a new home for the people of Etheres, it seems all reason for their existence vanished when the threat to our star was erased. As you can imagine, the professor was quite conflicted over what to do with the remains of what may well have been his life's work. But, after some negotiation, I convinced him to entrust them to us, on the condition we share the data retrieved from development on the Isle. Further, while I know it sounds like an ordeal and a half to procure all necessities from the land itself, there is ample practical justification for such experimentation. You see, the Admiral's vision is for people from all walks of life to have access to these island sanctuaries, and my idea might just be the most effective way to accomplish that. If one has the capital at hand to purchase the materials and equipment needed for such a bold endeavor, it is a simple matter to subsist safely and comfortably in a remote location. But that limits potential isle keeps to a paltry few. What of those without such funds, who simply wish to enjoy nature and live off the land? We must, prove that such a feat is possible, and assist in providing these would-be isle keeps with the knowledge they need to succeed. Only then will these islands truly be sanctuaries.
Fret not, Mistress Taru. With authentic SHAR lawya and ingenuity and know-how at my claw tips, this simple-minded individual, ahem. Excuse me. Despite the enhancements in vocal organ design, the mechanism still gets stuck from time to time.
Goodness, that's a relief. But I should leave you to get properly acquainted. I'll return to see the fruits of your partnership when they're ripe for the picking. For now, enjoy your own personal paradise. Cultivate the land or explore, the choice is yours.
Nice.
Yes, welcome to the island. Give the word when you've finished ogling the surroundings. I'd prefer to get on with this sordid business sooner than later. I should also very much like to discuss the matter of my payment. You may now visit the island sanctuary of a party member, free company member, or friend who has unlocked the feature by speaking with Baldin in the Morabi Dry Docks. You will be unable to visit an island sanctuary if the owner has forbidden access to their island, there is no one on the isle in question, or if the isle in question has already reached its maximum capacity. Furthermore, you must be on an acquaintance's home world if you wish to visit their island sanctuary. You may invite party members, free company members, and friends to visit your island sanctuary once it has reached a sufficient stage of development.
Okay. Okay, duty overview, Island Sanctuary. Welcome to your new home in the Southern Seas, your personal island sanctuary. Explore the wilds, build landmarks, grow crops, tend to animals, and enjoy everything this slice of paradise has to offer. No class/job restrictions. Adventurers of all inclinations can enjoy island sanctuary life, regardless of crafting or gathering experience. Come as you are. Island XP and sanctuary rank. Accumulate island experience by engaging in activities on your island to increase your sanctuary rank. As your sanctuary rank increases, so too will the facets of island life available to you. Visions. Realize visions for your newfound sanctuary by following a series of simple steps and live. And life on your island will be nothing short of perfect before you know it. I understand what I must do. Okay. So, sanctuary, the coziest of cabins. Speak with the Furwall. I'm just gonna ignore the first part because I don't know how to pronounce that.
Now listen, Shauna, may I call you Shauna? Well, I will anyway. Before we get started, I want to make it very clear that while you may be the owner, I command the mammoths, and as such I demand a considerable sum. I would hate for us to get off on the wrong foot. With that settled, beyond this slope lies a clearing that Mistress Tataru believed would serve well as a base of operations. Let us give it a look, shall we?
Okay. And I can see that I still can't mount. This music is gonna be so nice.
A fine place to set up shop, would you not agree? Yes, I think it will do nicely. Now, while it has much potential, this clearing is currently as bare as a white baboon's buttocks. We'll need some form of shelter from the elements if we're to truly make something of the place.
God, I'm gonna love this fucking music.
Mistress Tataru has told me of your exploits, but I think it's safe to assume chopping down a tree with your bare hands is outside of your repertoire. Not that I'd ask you to even if you could. We need tools for delicate work of this nature. As such, the first order of business will be to craft yourself a hatchet. You'll need 3 palm leaves, and 2 stones and branches each. Follow east along the path and make your first foray into the wilderness to procure them. Should you get any funny ideas about exploring the isle and opt to leave me out here to waste in the rain, you will find my twin, the furious Furball, waiting here for you instead. Before you go, I have something for you. It's called the Isle Keeps Index. It's to help you keep track of your projects here on the island, can't have you running about watering mammoths instead of plants. That should be all for now. Safe travels. I'll be waiting here should you need me. If I've disappeared, it's because I've been mauled by a wild animal, I assure you. The Isle Keeps Index is now available. Access this interface for crucial information regarding the isle. You can now collect materials and more with the Gather mode, which may be enabled by selecting the appropriate icon from the mode section of the Isle Keeps Index. For additional information regarding gathering on the isle, access the guide from the Isle Keeps Index. You may perform all the actions necessary to develop your island sanctuary by utilizing the modes available in the Isle Keeps index. Finally, make use of duty actions, mounts, and modes to become the master of your new domain.
Okay. Got I'll return. I'll sprint. Which is not the same as that sprint. Okay, so you got the guide. A bunch of things here. That's all been cleared. So we have gather. Mount up. Can I fly? Nope, not yet. And we are quite speedy indeed. Okay, so we are in gather mode. So I need to find stuff to gather. That was sprints, duration 20 seconds, and recast 5. Can I actually... Nope, I can't move those anywhere. Okay, we still get some island speed by getting these things. Is just gathering a bunch of things is also something I can just do. 2 sprints don't stack. Ah. Jesus Christ, there's a lot on the map. Holy fuck. I'm getting a lot of these pumpkin seeds. Okay, so what is this? Is that... It's apples, I think. Basically an area, but slightly smaller. Alright. So I still need a little bit more leaves and some wood. Thanks for the right there, Cryomi. And welcome to the stream. Welcome everyone else from Cryomi's stream. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm a little unsure if it's Cryomi. I'm assuming that's how I pronounce it at least. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. Going to be playing some Final Fantasy XIV. I've pretty much just unlocked the Island Sanctuary, so yeah, happy with that. We were playing I think that's pronounced Thymesia. I don't really recognize that game's name actually. Let me search for that because I'm a little unsure what that game is. Ah. It was loud. I ended up pulling up a trailer and it's really loud and it won't stop increasing the audio when I try and skip through it. Okay, so from what I can see, it's a like apparently a Souls-like game according to the tags. Looks interesting. Kind of gives me... God, why is that so loud? It kind of gives me a little bit of, I don't know, Bloodborne vibes from looking at this trailer. Looks interesting. Maybe I should give that a try at some point. do love Souls game, or Souls-like games at least. Jesus Christ, we're moving so fast on our mount. Also, how big is this? Here it is. Decently big. Let's see, we still need another branch. So I believe that is this. Oh, that's sap. That's not what I need. That's a mahogany tree. That's one of the ones that give branches. Sold the creative for it. It's good. The Life of P. I've heard about that game as well. I don't remember too much about it. What the fuck is happening over here? Smooth white rock. Do I get the stones? Yep, it is. Oh, dirt. That's what I need. Submerged sand. Nope. These also give it, actually. Oh, that's just sand. More submerged sand. Need some more of that. Another white rock somewhere. It seems like I need to go over this way. Found out yesterday that your PC can't run it. But it's the same with the Elden Ring, so better with those games, or with those games. I might actually be able to start streaming Elden Ring not too long. I might wait a little bit with it, because I still need to figure out what ends up happening in terms of like school and work, because if I do get the job, I'm gonna make basically, I might basically send in my new laptop so I can basically get a proper PC to basically replace my current one with, so I can basically just use that for streaming. But if school ends up being the thing that I stay at, I can basically play Elden Ring on my new laptop, so yeah, it does in fact run Elden Ring, although it for some reason it ends up, I think it might be because of the monitor, but it keeps being like, hey, yeah, let's just not set the resolution to 1080. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 best Souls, change your mind. I'm not gonna say it's necessarily the best one in my opinion, but I do like the game a lot. I feel like Dark Souls 2 is probably the one of the Dark Souls trilogy that I would say has the most, I don't know, unique gear, at least, and you can kind of make the most interesting sort of builds, whereas I feel like Dark Souls 1 and 2, it's a bit limited. Or 1 and 3, rather. Bloodborne I don't know too much about. I know it has less weapons, but I also haven't played the game. Demon Souls I have not as much knowledge of. I think it's kind of the same deal with like Dark Souls 1. And from what I understand, Elden Ring has a lot of customization with that one. Man, I've been waiting basically to play Elden Ring because I think I got it in like March. I think. Yeah, I think it was in March, February or March. I basically won it in like a giveaway someone did on Twitter for the Steam version, because they apparently had gotten 2 versions of it, like a physical and a Steam version. So I ended up winning that, but I couldn't play it because my PC was just not good enough.
Excellent, you've collected everything. We can move on to crafting your very first tool, then, a hatchet. While you were out there gathering, you could do little more than scavenge the odd branch here and there from trees, yes. Well, that will all change in just a moment. With the hatchet in hand, you may hack away at as many trees as you like to secure raw timber and tree sap. The brilliance of the hatchet's design, a design of my own making, mind you, is that even a non-mammoth like yourself can craft it with your own 2 non-mammoth hands. Isn't that wonderful?
But for your pal that's going through a hard time since money is tight, bought you Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition back in 2014. Nice. You're off. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you, Chromie, or Chromie, and thanks for the raid and host. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
I've uploaded the blueprints for the design to your index. Go on, make the hatchet. The craft feature is now available. Access the Sanctuary crafting log from the Isle Keeps index to review the materials necessary to craft an item, and collect said materials to begin. The Isle Keeps stone hatchet recipe has been added to the Sanctuary crafting log. Crafting this tool will allow you to gather logs from trees by cutting them down.
Okay, so crafting log. Craft. Okay. Your first tool on this uninhabited island or isle. In hand, you can gather additional types of materials from designated resources. Okay.
Yes, that is indeed a hatchet. With it, you can now collect all the logs you could ever want or need. Let's move on to the next phase, shelter. That hatchet of yours should be able to cut through even the thick bark of a palm tree. Meaning you can now collect palm logs, a material vital to our soon-to-be built haven. The first building we make shall naturally be the most important, as it will be the very foundation of our base of operations. And, seeing as I have a gift for naming things, I think it best we leave matters of nomenclature to myself. I hereby dub this essential facility, the Cozy Cabin.
That's a perfect name. The Cozy Cabin.
Ugh,
Hell yeah.
my poor back. Goodness, I'm due for a healthy amount of grease after that ordeal. Anyway, I've prepared the land, you'll need to prepare the rest. Check the logboard beside me to review the materials you'll need for the cabin. As we're building a cabin this time, and not a tool, the amount of materials required are a magnitude above what was needed before. Take your time collecting them, if you must, but not too much. In the meanwhile, I'll round up the other mammoths in preparation for constructing the cabin, and begin ordering them around. You know, what I do best. The construct feature is now available. Access a logboard to review the materials necessary to construct a facility, and collect said materials to build it.
Okay. So... it's not that one I need to open. I just... Okay, so I can check it there. So vacant lot to cozy cabin. Palm logs, palm leaves. Have almost all the vines. I need some sand and stone. Okay. Kind of wish it was actually better weather than it is currently, because it's just raining. Okay, so I guess just head inland again. Okay, so let's see here. Rain is the best kind of weather, you can't change your mind. I will say it is nice weather, but it's just like right now, considering we're on a like island sanctuary, I feel like it could work a little bit better if it was actually like sunny and like not like extremely rainy. Just kind of fit the feel of the place a bit more, I feel like. Yeah, I guess we can also quickly down the sunglasses. This tile warped. So I'm guessing that certain areas of the island have more certain types of materials. At least what it seems like. A lot of island stone is here. I'm guessing that we might also be getting a pickaxe of some sort at some point. To perhaps get some more materials of some sort. Snow is best in sunshine, cloudy, rain, heat wave. I should say this weather. Yeah, I think the rain is actually preset the introduction. That seems a little bit weird in my opinion. Because they kind of are like, oh yeah, we are going to this nice area. Like, nice island sanctuary, and Tataru's like dressed up and everything. And then it's just rain. This seems a little weird. I'm kind of wondering if you can actually change. Can you change the weather at like at a later point? Is that not possible? Rain, everything else. What is this? Soup and cabbage. Okay. Okay, so I need to find some more palm trees, which I guess are further south. Tree. To give you the Hearts Up 3 weather. I don't really know what mine would be. I would probably say slightly cloudy would probably be my favorite weather. Like, it's not like extremely cloudy where it's like completely just covered, but more like a few clouds here and there, but it's still like sunny. It's like it's a little bit on the warmer side, but it's not like you're like getting cooked when you're outside. Then I think would probably, I'm not sure, maybe it would be like rain after that. guess it's a bit hard for me to actually figure out what my top 3 types of weather are. I haven't really thought too much about it. I kind of just... I'm pretty much okay with most weather as long as it's not like annoying depending on like what I'm doing. So as long as it's not like raining when I have to go outside, I'm kind of okay with it. With like whatever weather. Let's see, need to find laundry. There we go. And then need to head back. I'm just gonna quickly clear these instructions. Time to craft a cozy cabin. Looks nice. It's a bit... It's like not the most advanced thing necessarily, but it's still nice. Structuring complete. Nice.
Finally, a place to escape the occasional downpour. It's a bit rough around the edges, I'll give you, but it's home. It's technically your home, but why get fussy about the details? Rest your head on the cot, or call your friends over, you're free to use it as you wish. I've taken the liberty of calling a few of my own friends over, in fact, and I think you'll find them most charming. They can provide services you will undoubtedly come to find valuable. You may access the orchestrion to play your favorite tunes, and exchange various items with the merchants stationed inside the cozy cabin. As development of your island sanctuary progresses, you will earn 2 types of cowries. Seafarers' cowries may be earned by realizing visions, developing the isle, and performing various activities within your island sanctuary. Islanders' cowries may be earned by selling materials in your inventory to the enterprising exporter in the cozy cabin. Friends, free company members, and party members may now visit your island. Decide who may or may not enter your sanctuary by accessing sanctuary settings from the Isle Keeps index. With no further ado, go and see the cozy cabin for yourself.
Okay, and mission complete. It gets rank 2. Nice. I think I'll just quickly turn down the music a little bit. Okay, so we got exports and cowrie exchange. Seafarers, that is the one that I believe we got from the quests. We have a glamour outfit, the island explorers, said it seems. Okay, so you got trousers, long ones or short ones, and then boots. Is this? Yep, it's the one with the backpack. Hell yeah. Honestly, not a bad outfit. And ooh, we also have others. So we have that's Mount Island, Mandragora, and then Onion Prince, Eggplant Knight. Okay, they're all 12,000. Basically the character we've been talking to as a minion. Blue Powder Pixie Wings. Okay. Modern Aesthetics. Tall Tails and Practical Ponytails. Okay. Quiet Moment, Island Paradise Orchestra Rolls. Turbo Stable Essentials. Our Straw Beds. Coconut Water. Island Pioneers parting, okay. Field Cracker, High Cordials. Okay. Oh, and you're around of my island. There's all. Okay, you can get these. And also gathering and crafting. Seriously, these can actually be quite valuable. Yeah, I'm curious, what is the island? Where is that? Field Cracker, Timer Prism Dispeller, Cordials, and just a bunch of these. Okay, so that's not as interesting. That was the stuff you got for exporting materials. Okay. Also rare materials, produce, and leavings. Okay. Manage hideaway. Trading. Okay, so I feel like I read something about certain materials sometimes having a higher value. So getting a lot of that specific material might be a good thing. Sort of, or basically just all materials, so that if you want to, you can basically just, if some of them have something high value, you can just sell a bunch of those. Okay. Nope, can't fly yet, even though that's apparently supposed to have something you can do. Also, from what I have read, you apparently can't hear, like other people on your island can't hear the music you're playing on the orchestrion roll, as far as I understand. Apparently that's only something that will be introduced in a later patch, apparently. So,
Hello there. I have the proud duty of handling communications on the Isle, particularly those from Mistress Tataru. I shall inform you the moment.
I just share, okay.
As you may have noticed for yourself already, this island receives a dreadful amount of sunlight. I expect that's desirable for growing crops. If cultivation is your sort of thing, I suggest you speak with my subordinate, the produce producer. You'll find the indolent oaf no doubt loitering about north of here, finding some excuse not to do any sort of work. A privilege reserved solely for myself. The cropland may now be unlocked. Speak with the produce producer in the north of the hideaway to begin your aspirations as a farmer.
Okay, so I'm guessing they are perhaps, yep, up on the upper section.
I'm sort of busy here, looking at the grass. It's quite green, I've noticed, and, ugh, you're gonna ask me to clear the area, aren't you?
Not now. Clear the ridge.
Oh well, alright then, let's get this over with.
Cropland ready. Okay.
Look at me, jumping with excitement. A fault in the programming, to be sure. Anyway, are you happy now? There's the cropland. I've even got some seeds for you to sow once they've been planted. Make sure to water them. Oh, if you have any questions, I suppose I can answer them. You can now plant seeds in empty plots by using the sow mode, which may be enabled by selecting the appropriate icon from the mode section of the I'll Keeps index. You can now water crops by using the water mode, which may be enabled by selecting the appropriate icon from the mode section of the I'll Keeps index.
Okay, so... Oh, I need to select an item first. I guess pumpkin seeds. And I guess I can also plant some cabbage seeds. I have some of those. Order.
SHHH. Can you hear that? The sound of burgeoning life, budding in the soil? Me neither, but I thought I'd ask. Anyway, you're welcome to plant more seeds here whenever you like. Crops require time and water to flourish into produce. Bereft of moisture, they will cease to grow. Crops will be considered watered after it has rained. You may harvest the produce yielded by fully developed crops with the gather mode, or alternatively dispose of undesired crops with the cull mode.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Purple has more quests for me.
It's been all of 5 minutes and you've already had your fill of tilling the land? What a productive little bee you are. Would that I had you under my employ. Anyway, let me think of another way to make, constructive use of your time. Say, do you like animals? Why did I bother to ask? Of course you do. You'll surely make fast friends with the creature comforter, another subordinate of mine, and one who prefers the company of animals more than its own kind. You'll find the curious fellow standing across from the produce producer. The pasture may now be unlocked. Speak with the creature comforter in the north of the hideaway to advance your aspirations as a farmer.
Okay. There we go.
Hey there, friend. Are you ready to build a little home for some adorable animals?
I built a tiny home for animals.
I'll take care of getting this pasture nice and ready for you. You just breathe in the fresh air and relax, okay?
Pasture ready. Okay.
Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. We've built a nice little pasture here, but as you've undoubtedly noticed, we've got no animals to put in it. That's why I've prepared some small nets for you here, which'll let you catch smaller critters. A word of advice, be gentle with the animals out there, and they'll treat you the same in return. Before you go, if you have any questions concerning the pasture, I'm always here to answer them. If I've learned one thing during my brief time in this world, it's that you should never be embarrassed to ask questions, friend. Never. You can now capture animals by using the capture mode, which may be enabled by selecting the appropriate icon from the mode section of the I'll Keeps index. The makeshift net recipe has been added to the sanctuary crafting log. Use this restraint to capture small animals.
Okay. 3 makeshift nets. I need to go anywhere up here. Guess that's really gonna make the animals around here something I can highlight or interact with. Okay. Right there. Sheep. Or lost lamb, I guess. Ah. What about you? Nice. Guess I can just use the Isle return. Go hiding, find you. Okay. Enabled camo. I'm wondering, can I go into the water? Can. Say you have enabled camo. What was there? Ammo. Where could you have hidden yourself? To be honest, the island is also pretty damn big, so it would probably be a bit difficult to find you. Ah, I see you. Be honest, it is also somewhat easy when you have the like orange nameplates. Yeah, I guess you kind of forgot about that part. It is a bit on the easy side to basically notice that. I can see you're using the water float emote. Yeah, I'm gonna head back and continue with the quest. Still want to try and let's see. Is much of this stuff unlocked? I can basically just, I don't know, make slow progress with this stuff off stream.
Excellent work there, friend. Just excellent. The pastures really come to life. Here, take this. It's some feed I prepared myself. I want you to have it. Try offering it to an animal in the pasture. You can now feed animals by using the feed mode, which may be enabled by selecting the appropriate icon from the mode section of the Isle Keeps index.
Okay, feed, and let me also just quickly... Oh yeah, I can give the animals nicknames. So, island sweet feed. Scrumptious bite-sized fruit pieces, prepared as feed. Animals in the island sanctuary pasture, satisfactorily filling. A serving of this treat will brighten any hungry critter's mood. Just right click.
You did it. I'm proud of you. When an animal has been fed and looked after by its master, it will feel loved. And when an animal feels loved, it leaves a little something born from pure happiness. Leavings, I call it. Enable the gather mode from the Isle Keeps index to collect leavings from animals in the pasture. You can now interact with animals inside the pasture by using the pet and beckon modes. The island's sweet feed recipe has been added to the sanctuary crafting log. Made from apples found in the island's sanctuary, this feed will fill an animal's stomach, but only slightly improve its mood due to its high sugar content. The Island Green Feed and Premium Island Green Feed recipes have been added to the sanctuary crafting log. Made from vegetables grown in your very own cropland, these feeds will not only fill an animal's stomach, but noticeably improve its mood.
Okay. So... go into gathering. I can't do any of that yet. Do leavings. Going to be volatile. I'm pretty sure the game won't allow me to feed you. Yeah, I can't really do that, unfortunately. It won't really allow me to interact with you in that way. You eat cookies. I don't have any cookies on me, unfortunately. Anyway, I need to go and speak with that verbal thing again.
You finished with the pasture already? Very good, very good. Let's see, perhaps next you can find a use for all the materials you'll be getting from the animals and cropland. We could make a workshop, and craft, Isleworks Handicrafts. That's a fine name as any. Lest you worry, you need not concern yourself with the crafting. Nay, I'll make my subordinates do it. I enjoy watching them suffer. We're awfully pressed for space as it is, so we'll need to clear away the trees around here in order to build a workshop. For all matters concerning the wanton destruction of plant life and vegetation, the pathological pathfinders are the mammoths for the job. The hideaway may now be expanded. Speak with the pathological pathfinder MK. To get started.
Okay. You?
You must be the owner. Our felicitous friend told me today is the day I can finally do the job I was created to do. Will you let me do that job?
By the way, this vexatious vegetation.
Take a seat. You're about to see something real special.
Site ready. Find a good parking spot. Is it like up building or what? It did seem like a shadow jumping that looked like it was like up there in a way.
And that's how you do it? Goodbye irksome trees and plants, hello vegetationless land. If you like what you saw today, I'm always happy to do more. I'll just need the shells to get the necessary help. You can use these 2 plots to build a workshop, or at least that's what the Furble told me to say. You can leave it as is or play around in it for all I care. If you do decide to build a workshop, you'll be needing plenty of limestone. And you'll break your hatchet if you try to chop a rock with it, so you should probably make a hammer. There's nothing better than a hammer for smashing things.
It's in that you're standing right up the top of that thing. Put up there.
As for the materials you'll need to build the workshop. Beats me. The felicitous Furball said something about writing them all on the logboards, though. Oh. I suppose there's enough space for you to release your minions now, but I can't see why you'd want to do that. Are we, your loyal, hard-working mammoths, not enough for you? Because by releasing them, you're saying we're not enough for you. New plots of land are now available. Further expansion appears possible, but you will need a sizable amount of seafarers' cowries to cover the necessary expenses. The I'll Keep Stone Hammer recipe has been added to the Sanctuary crafting log. Crafting this new tool will allow you to gather various stones from rocks by smashing them. You may now release your minions and allow them to roam around various locations within your hideaway. Access Manage Minions from the I'll Keeps index to begin.
Okay, just manage minions. And basically pick the location I want them to be in. Nice. Yeah, so that you were like up on the that thing up there. Okay, so let's see, what does it say here? Start a facility. Let's see. Some more materials for that. Can I craft a hammer yet? Oh, I need one island log, it seems. If I read this correctly, I believe the bottom ones are what I need and the top ones are what I have. Or is it opposites? No, wait, I think it's the bottom one that's what I have, top one is what I need then. That seems to fit more with what it actually displays, so I need to bind. And also need to be over in gather mode. Okay, so I believe I got the binds from these. Yep. And I believe I needed 3 of them. Okay, and then I need to get all of those things. So I need a little bit more sand. I need island logs and palm tree leaves. As well as limestone and more vines. Plants. Okay, there's more of that Islewort. It seems to say that I need to be more up in this direction. Get the items. I think there's gonna be a lot of me just running around gathering items. Oh. That was a challenge. Oh, that's under here. The other section, so like the 100 materials throughout a week and ship 20 Isleworks handicrafts. Each of those give 1,000 of those spheres calories. Okay. Okay, so I almost have all of the logs that I need. Last mine there. Nice. Just missing one log, 7 more palm tree leaves, and 9 of those limestones. Like these things actually respawn relatively quickly, which is nice. So that you need to spend less time just running around trying to hope that you find some of the materials you need. That one. And then getting this mahogany tree should be the last thing I need. Yep. So I have that one, and then what does this one say? Okay, so I can basically pick whichever place I want it to be located. Sure, let's just put it here, I guess. Okay. To you.
I see you build a workshop. Shame, I liked how the place looked before. Anyway, I suppose you can have a team of mammoths craft stuff now. If you have them sell the items they craft, it should become a valuable source of seafarers' cowries, cowries which you can then give to myself and other like-minded models so we can keep doing what we do best. Oh, and before I forget, don't expect any buildings to be constructed as quickly as this one going forward. The team worked extra hard since there were no functioning facilities to speak of, but now that there are, there's hardly any rush. The workshop is now available. Speak with the tactful taskmaster near the cozy cabin to set up a production schedule. Constructing a building will now require a set amount of hours, Earth time, to pass before it is fully constructed.
Okay.
All buildings aside from the cozy cabin may be moved to a different location by accessing the appropriate logboard and selecting Move Facility from the menu. For additional information
Nice.
regarding the above features, access the guide from the maximum sanctuary rank has been increased. Raise your sanctuary rank to unlock new sanctuary crafting recipes and types of buildings.
Okay. Mission realized. Nice. So, tactful taskmaster.
At the workshop, we take the materials you've gathered from the Isle and use them to make Isleworks handicrafts. Once you've set the agenda, we'll get to work. When production of the handicrafts in question is complete, we'll have them shipped to a seller in Limsalominsa. Just be aware that we take pride in our work, and that means we take our time to make the goods. Once you've shared the agenda with us, there'll be nothing left for you to do. Take a stroll, a nap, or whatever you like, and I'll let you know when the handicrafts have been shipped.
Okay, review the workshop's agenda. Okay, I can probably try and figure this out. So, okay, so it's currently 21, so I can set something for an hour. So I just need to say how many. I basically need to select something that I want to craft. I need the required materials for it myself. I don't think I have enough for anything. It's apparently 4 and 6 hour recipes. I don't have the materials for any of this.
This once lush land has at last begun to look like proper civilization. Away with the trees, the bugs, the sunlight, and the sights I say. Let there be bricks and buildings and subjects to be exploited. Ahem. I think it is about time I retired to the cabin. Now, you may capture wild animals, sow seeds, and remove what vegetation abides on this isle to build wondrous mammoth-made edifices in its stead. Since I trust each one of those Pathfinder units just about as far as I can throw them, I will tell you this myself just in case. Should you wish to begin production of craftworks, speak with the tactful taskmaster. If you have any further questions or experience any trouble, I encourage you to review the Isle Keeps Index. I made it for precisely such occasions, after all. Congratulations! You have unlocked all of the key features available in the island sanctuary. Now, you are free to cultivate the land as you see fit, and create the island paradise of your dreams.
Nice. Material allocations, I guess that's for workshop. Nice. Apparently I have a quest up here that I can't accept it yet. I'm guessing I need probably a higher sanctuary rank, I'm guessing.
Want me to cut down these trees, do you? I live for cutting down trees. Bring me some sharp tools along with a small sum of shells, and I'll get started.
Probably need something else to basically unlock that. So can I craft anything here? It's just another workshop. Oh well. I think this is probably actually a good time to just end the stream, because we are getting close to like 4 hours plus. It's also getting close to 10 in the evening, so I kind of need to start thinking of going to bed so I can basically be not too tired for school tomorrow, even though I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem if I end up being a little tired, because we aren't really doing lessons yet. Still. Anyway. Let's see if I can find someone to raid. Let's see, load up Twitch. Okay, so let's see here. Got a few people streaming at least. About you, how long have you been going for so far? Around almost 2 hours. What do you usually stream for, actually? Three to 4 hours. We can go with that. I am thinking that we are gonna go ahead and raid Clockwork Cryptid. Yeah, they're currently playing some Assassin's Creed Black Flag currently. Interesting. You're welcome, Ryoko, and thank you everyone for coming by and watching the stream. Let's see. In terms of next stream, I don't entirely know when that's gonna be fully, because basically this weekend, starting Friday specifically, I'm gonna be going home to my parents, because my parents were like, hey, brother and sister are coming home, just like hang out, eat some dinner and so on, and want to know if I want to come too, so I'm doing that. So I might not be doing any more streams for this week. I'm thinking that I might be back on, I don't know, maybe Tuesday next week, if the collab basically ends up happening there. If not, then I'll probably just bring myself there. I don't know, but yeah, probably no streams throughout this week. At least not any that I've thought of doing yet. So yeah, but that might change. I don't know yet. But yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and end the stream here then. So yeah, we're just gonna raid Cryptid. So yeah, I guess until next time, everyone, I'll see ya.